Okay, apologies for the audio. I have a cold, and I've just returned from Japan, where I purchased this MCUSTA MC-114D. So this is the MCUSTA USA website. There's also a Japan website as well. Maybe let's try the USA one. It might be translated better. Okay, so you can see the styler knife, stainless steel. It's a liner lock inside the handle, and you can see the price in US dollars there. I picked it up for about that same price in Japan. The blue hue on mine is not quite the same. So it has a hammered texture on the handle, and then a similar hammered texture on the knife blade itself. It's all stainless steel. The blade itself is a sandwich Damascus. The inner core is VG10, and it has a 33-layer Damascus stainless steel blade. So there is some mention of what steel they usually use for these style of knives. They do quite a lot of these blades, and I did find a mention of it online, but I can't remember what the Damascus steel is. I think it's probably just a pretty standard excuse me, steel. Okay, you open up, get this nice little logo with a QR code. If it'll follow, there we go. You want to scan that. Knife in a plastic bag, and you get just this spongy material, and that is it. No instructions. But if you need instructions for a knife, you probably shouldn't have one in your hands. So, frame locked it is, yeah, sorry. Thumb stud opening for the deployment. You can grab it here. There's no nail nick. The action is not bad. It's a little bit thin for me as a knife, so my grip when I'm doing the thumb deployment, it's not so great. I think on a wet day this would not be advantageous, and it is a very pointy tip, so yeah, you wouldn't want to drop that in your shoe especially if you're wearing sneakers. So we can see the hammered finish and the Damascus steel and the VG10 core, that really lighter frayed coloured metal on the edge, and I think it's really well done. It's beautiful polish and workmanship. On this side we've got a little bit of an extra hammer divot in there. I don't know how they're hammering this. Some of this is hammered on an angle. You can see it's been hammered this way, and it's kind of come across. That's all kind of part of the personality. In the hand, it feels really good. It's a really pleasant texture, but it's not grippy. So, there we go, the bolsters in there. Let's see if we can get that for you. Yep. Looks like a lanyard hole. Is it a lanyard hole? Where the blade won't trim your lanyard. Yep, good, perfect. See, the blue on mine is not so strong, but you know, it works. So it has a pivot rivet here, and on this side you have your key. And then we have the pocket clip, thumb pocket, and it's not smooth under there. As far as I can see, yeah, it's textured, but it's a really smooth texture. You're not going to tear your pants up on that. It's not going to be a problem. You cannot switch that position of that. So, yeah. All right, let's have a comparison with other knives. I'll see if I can get the camera in a better angle, just so we can see it better. I might move the ball head around. That way I'll get a much better angle. There we go. Sweet. It's getting difficult. Okay, there we are. My apologies. So, there it is. And here is the Opinel number 8. I've turned it into a drop point by shaving off the clip, so it should be a little bit longer. So the handle of the Opinel is longer, but you probably don't want to go past this because the edge on an Opinel here, I've shaved it off. The edge is pretty nasty. so you wouldn't want to go past this ringlet. So the actual handle gripping space is, yeah, it's about the same on the two. Let's compare it to another knife. This is the Seki. Hope I pronounced that right. And it's much more spatula-like blade, curved spatula. Bigger handle, bit grippier. Still got a smoothness to it, which is not going to be conducive in wet environments. But it's a little bit grippier, I think, than this one, which is understandable. This is overall a lot more classy, a lot more workmanship has gone into producing this. Not just the hammering of that, but they've actually got to do quite a bit of work. It's not molded, it's all hand done. So for $175 US, and I got this in Japan using the Australian dollar conversion, so it was about 180. So that's actually cheaper than buying it from the States, because the Australian dollar to the American dollar conversion is crap. Sorry, we're a bit sick around here. And so that's a good comparison, I think. Quite similar but different. This one's a liner lock, frame lock, collar lock. Here's another interesting Japanese knife I picked up last time. This is Moki, and it has OS 8 steel, which is not a particularly great steel. And you can see I sharpened it. I've done a really bad job on sharpening it. It is really sharp, but I'm a bit scratchy when I do sharpening. The black in the micarta is faded a bit, which is understandable. It's a back lock, but it's quite amazing its workmanship. If I can get the camera to focus in. Can you see the join mark there? It's just so the workmanship on this is probably better than case knives. This is excellent, and I wish Moki did stuff that's a little more adventurous like this, but Moki's really popular in Japan. It's actually sold out everywhere. I was shopping in Japan using a Japan credit card, and I just couldn't find a Moki, or at least a Moki I liked anywhere. They had a few of the more toy fun ones, but not any of these more high workmanship type ones. I really love this knife. This is a beautiful knife. This one has got pizzazz, and you can see the MCUSTA logo. It doesn't have the family crest on it, but it does have a stamping. And it says Seki Japan. And yeah, some of their knives come with a crest, but that's probably for their much more premium fixed blades. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. This knife has been really worth it. If I was American dollars, I'd pay 180 for this, easy. If I was shopping with Australian dollars through the American conversion, that would be more painful, like $220 probably within shipping. So I probably would second think about how much I need it. Okay.